Hey guys, it's Ron from Bad Boats, and I'd like to welcome you guys back. I know it's been about a week since I put videos up. You know, with the winter, we're doing little excursions up in the mountains and showing you a little bit about North Carolina. I know it has nothing to do with boats, but you know, we just took a trip to Lake Lure. But one of the things I'd like to talk to you guys about, you know, you see all the time the YouTubers talk about making sure you pick up the environment, clean up the environment. And you know, some of them are giving away prizes of some, you know, and like in lotteries or whatever, showing, and they're going to pick people who have picked up the garbage, which is good, great. Like for me, I used to do metal detecting. I still do it occasionally. I'm the old grumpy guy walking down the beach, and you see me picking up coins, and you know, found some nice jewelry or you know, whatever. But one of the things a lot of people don't realize is, you know, these guys walking up and down the beaches, they actually find other things that a lot of people don't see. You know, picking up pop tops, picking up pieces of plastic, old fishing lures, fishing hooks and sinkers, you know, rusted old cans that, you know, glass, things that kids and people can step on, cut their feet. I picked up needles on the beach. But you know, this channel is about boating. So as a boater, what can you do? And you know, and I think one of the simplest things we could do is, and you've seen the guys like video and haul over, occasionally they catch people who are throwing cans over and haul over, or Boynton or wherever, and they're throwing, you know, plastic overboard. You know, don't throw no plastics and stuff in the water. But a lot of people don't realize that good maintenance on your boat, on your boat equipment, can save a lot of pollution from getting in the water, save the environment. You know, the out drives, your outboards, the lower drives, making sure they're in good shape, they're not leaking, your engines are tuned up, and you know, there's always going to be some leakage, but you try to reduce that down as much as possible. Your bilges, making sure you clean your bilges, you know, responsibly by putting down the pans, and you know, when you got it, instead of draining it out in your property, pulling the drain plug somewhere and letting it run back into the water or the ground, put a pan down, put some pads out, let it drain through to get the oil that's in the bilge out and keep it pretty clean. You know, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of states now, if you go to sell your property, that they do assessments and they will do soil samples. California's one. They'll do assessment on your property to see if there's any oil in it. And so if you go to sell your house and you go to take and, you know, they come out and they do a sample and they say, oh, guess what? You got oil in the ground where there's been oil changes on you or staining. Then what they'll do is you got to clean that up, and that's thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, I couldn't afford that. And but you know, as far as a boater, you got to be a little bit responsible. Clean the water up, clean the land up. 1 quart of oil can contaminate 1 million gallons of drinking water. And so, you know, put those pads down. A lot of people, you'll say, oh man, it's pretty simple. Just take some Dawn dishwashing detergent and put it in there, flush it out, it'll be good. Now, actually, the only thing that Dawn does is breaks it up. So it's not visual, but it's still there. So, you know, well, yeah, Dawn's biodegradable. Yeah, that's true too. It's a great product. But you just, you know, you break it up, it's still there. And so, you know, make sure you keep your motors and your bilges really clean. Not dump any oil into the water as you're out. Again, make sure you pick up the stuff on the beach. It's very, very simple. You know, when I used to work for BP during the oil spill, I got a extensive background in environmental compliance, environmental cleanup, and I used to supervise the boats coming in and out and making sure that they were clean and safe. And they'd clean them offshore and they'd come back in and they'd bring them into, we had containment area, they'd bring them in, and then we'd put the booms back and they'd clean it off, and then we'd take the booms and make sure we get all the oil off the water, and they'd make sure to get and off the boats before, you know, going back out again to keep from contaminating things. But it's very simple. It's a way of taking care of the environment. And you know, we really need to do that. And do your part, man. Go out and pick up the trash on the beaches with your kids. You know, it just takes a few seconds. But one of the stories I like to tell people, how, you know, you always talk about future generations, how oil affects the environment. I was watching Alfred on the Chit Show, I should say. Make sure I say it right. Watching Alfred on the Chit Show. I love watching these channels like you guys do. But Alfred was filming, and there was a bird that had a fishing line, and it got caught in its bill. And I was like, oh man. And he had the same reaction. Poor bird. Make sure you pick up the fishing line. Just don't roll it up and throw it over and leave it. Pick it up. Take it back. Whatever you take out, bring back if you can. And that's a very simple way of doing it. But, there's another thing that a lot of people don't realize, how having a dirty boat can affect you. And I've actually participated in this. I'm like some people know, I'm retired Coast Guard. So we used to do pollution patrols. And we would go out and we'd fly around and we'd look for boats that have oil sheens coming from them. And we'd take pictures. And we'd have a ground unit that we would point to the home or the boat that was leaking oil, and they'd write them a citation. So there's a chance you might get away with it once or twice, but eventually, in Florida, Marine Patrol, they constantly look out for people who are polluting. So fines are very expensive, and I just want you guys to realize that a little maintenance can save you money on the front end, and save the environment, but it can also save you money in the long term on not having to pay fines. And believe me, if you get a fine for pollution, it's not cheap, and it's hard to beat. When you get that photo and they got that sample coming out of your boat with it coming out and the numbers on the boat, it's hard to beat that evidence. But just do your part, pick it up. And another thing I'd like to talk to you guys about today is some of you have seen my videos. I put it up with links on Twitter, and I have other YouTube channels, and I put other Twitter accounts and link it in back so people can see the videos. Well, I did away with Twitter totally. So for you guys who've been looking for me on Twitter and can't find me no more, it's gone. And the very simple reason is because Twitter has came up with a policy that if someone doesn't like being seen on camera, then they complain. Now, and they will take the video down or the photo down. It doesn't involve celebrities or public figures, but as a creator, you spend hours of videoing and hours of editing, and you put something up, and then on a social media site, and then they decide, well, hey, anyone can go on there and see the picture in the background, and they don't like it, and it can be taken down. So I decided to cut off Twitter. There's no more Twitter. I'm going to use Getter, G-E-T-T-R, Getter, and it's going to be bad boats on there. And you can also catch it on Instagram. I started an Instagram channel for Bad Boats, and you can catch it on there. But we got some things coming up. I had some work done to the front of my truck, getting it ready to go. We're going to be making some trips, some things show some stuff about the holidays, and with the cold weather setting in, even you hear the guys in South Florida, it's slowing down some. But we're going to try our best to get back on the road and at least keep some kind of content coming out. Make sure you guys leave your comments. I get some really outrageous comments that come through. People say I'm a grouchy old man, that I'm no fun. Believe me, I'm a lot of fun, and I'm not grouchy. But I don't try to sugarcoat shit for people. I just tell it the way it is. But anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, and we're going to see you on the next video. And like I say, hopefully we'll get back on the road soon. I've been planning some trips. I've been watching the weather, and I'm hoping here soon to get back to the beach. The lakes, man, there ain't nothing going on in the lakes. People put their boats away for the winter. But the good thing is on the Carolina coast, the fishing continues, and when the fishing starts, and also tuna season, that's a biggie around on the Outer Banks. Try to get out and show you guys what some of the weather looks like along the Outer Banks, and I hope you may enjoy that. But anyway, again, make sure you like and subscribe and smash that button, share it with your friends, and leave your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. I look at them. I look at every one of them, and some people I get back with, and other people I just don't have a chance to, and some people I just, it's not worth responding, because it's, they just go bloating out this information or these statements that they have nothing to know what they're talking about. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next one.